Are you motivated tonight, folks? Crowded Planet Radio here at KFNX News Talk Radio 1100. I'm Bunker Bob. He's Wolf Boy Jack.
Woo!
All right, so let's talk about where we're going here tonight. Motivation is the topic. We have a couple of guests, so we'll be talking about to master a healthy self-image, and that would be our other guest who's in studio, local with us. Let me say hello to Darrell Knoch. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And I just want you to bring that mic a little closer in front of you there.
All right.
Because we want the folks to hear all about TrueWealthUniversity.com. They can help you have real happiness and enormous success. That would be the subtitle of Mastering a Healthy Self-Image by Darrell Knoch, who is in here studio with us right now. Darrell, tell us, are you similar in the sense of like life coach across the gamut? Or I see with your website here, True Wealth University, is that telling me that it's wealth as in money, or is true wealth about happiness? Explain what your focus is on helping people improve their lives.
Well, I really believe that it has to be three things to have true wealth. Number one, you have to have your mind right. You know, if you don't have a good, healthy mindset, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're not going to be happy. If you don't take good care of your body and you don't exercise and eat right and do the things that's going to help you live long, it doesn't make any difference how much money you make because you're not going to live long enough to spend it. But being broke is not happiness either. You have to have all three. You have to have a good, healthy mind, a good, healthy body, and a good, healthy wallet.
Well, talk a little bit about your coming up in life. From what I read in notes, you were not exactly born into comfort.
I wasn't. I was born in a little town in Michigan, but we literally grew up in the projects of Chicago. Obviously here in the Phoenix metro area, we have projects here, and they're very similar to the projects that I grew up in Chicago. And
government housing type of thing.
It was government housing. I'm the youngest of seven. My dad left home 2 or 3 years at a time throughout all of our growing up, and so naturally, I'm 57 years old today. So 57 years ago,
Happy birthday!
Hey, I didn't have the good fortune of having. Welfare was not what it is today. It was very austere back then.
Well, wow, this is even a bigger day at Crowded Planet than I thought. Jack won a case. It's the show's 3rd anniversary. Very, very vegetarian. Vince has been vegetarian for about a month now. It's Darrell's birthday. I mean, the planets have aligned here tonight.
In spite of the fact it's Friday the 13th, right?
And it's Friday the 13th.
Holy cow.
Cynthia, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask, what are the digits? How many years?
I'm 57, Cynthia.
The show is even having a Match.com potential tonight as well. Look, Darrell meet Cynthia. Cynthia meet Darrell.
Well, actually, Cynthia and I know each other. We've had the good fortune of spending some time together at some different meetings that we've been to.
Okay, so you guys both get out there, speaking circuit, that sort of thing, writing books. So in your case, Darrell, I mean, we understand why Cynthia got involved in the motivational thing. For you, other than having a poor upbringing, being brought up in government housing and that, how did your path lead toward what you're doing now?
Well, how it all really started was at age 1, I started to run out towards the road. And my older sister, which was 11 at the time, she came running after me. And she literally tripped on the sidewalk just as she got to me, and her body landed on my head and crushed my face into the cement. And so I literally, at 1 year of age, your bone is very soft, so it literally crushed my face and crushed my nose. Being on welfare, we couldn't afford to get all that fixed, so we had no choice, but my mother wiped my face clean, and I grew up with a crushed face and a crushed nose. So naturally, we've certainly heard plenty of all of the ribbing that goes on, the bullying that goes on. I don't want to say bullying, but I certainly had a lot of a lot of kids told me, I was known as the nose because I had a crushed face and a crushed nose. And so I got a lot of difficulty. I used to get into fights all the time.
Well, as we sit here now, there's no evidence of that whatsoever. So at what point in your later life, young adult, or when did that all get corrected?
Well, I've actually had 3 surgeries on my face now. I had the very first surgery at 17, and then I had another surgery at 40, and then another surgery at 42.
Wow. From 17 to 40, what was that? You're not waiting for your body to develop. You're a fully grown man at that point.
Well, at 17, the only thing we could do at that point, because we still didn't have much money, when my mother had finally saved enough money to get me a nose job.
Okay, wow.
But then at 40, they literally cut both of my jaws off and brought them forward about 1/4 of an inch. So I joke and say, in order for me to look this pretty, I've had to have about 16 hours of surgery on my face.
Wow. And I guess when they moved that jaw, you got that deep radio voice came your way.
Well, it was one of the benefits that came along.
All right, we're heading out to a break. Crowded Planet Radio, talking about motivation, talking about your happiness, your health, your mind, your body, your spirit, your finances. 2 great guests with us tonight. When they come back, though, we're going to grill them a little bit about how they would really, really help some damaged goods type people. Stay with us. You don't have to live like a refugee, folks. KFNX News Talk Radio 1100. I'm Bunker Bob here at Crowded Planet Radio along with Wolf Boy Jack.
Awoo!
Very, I keep wanting to say very cool, Vince. Very vegetarian, Vince, in the control room tonight along with Danger Wayne. And we are talking about motivation, about your body, mind, spirit, finances. How do you make yourself a better life is our topic tonight. In studio with us, Darrell Knoch, author of Mastering a Healthy Self-Image. Subtitle is The Guidebook to Real Happiness and Enormous Success. Check out his website. Is that correct? TrueWealthUniversity.com?
It is. Thank you very much.
All right. And, as I say, it's a kind of an interesting night here tonight. We just found out that Darrell Knoch, our guest, it's his birthday tonight. It's the show's 3-year anniversary. So we have all kinds of things going on here tonight. Now, Vince, I want to bring Vince in for maybe some of Darrell's help. Mastering a healthy self-image. Vince is someone I've known for a number of years, and he's a great guy. He's a smart guy, and I don't think he gives himself enough credit for his talents. So, Vince, I'm not trying to be negative about you, but I mean, we really would like to maybe say that a guy like Darrell or a lady like Cynthia Glickman, these folks, they work toward giving people a stronger maybe look at themselves. So why don't we have you chat a little bit with Darrell, who's in studio here, and, talk about how you want to make your life better, other than the vegetarian part this year. I mean, you want to get some dating going on. You're really hoping to get a better job. A certain amount of that is attitude. So, Darrell, why don't you say hello to very cool vegetarian Vince?
Hey,
and
Vince.
You guys talk a little bit.
Well, just like you said, you want to have a better life. Everybody wants to have a better life. No matter how good your life is, we always aspire to have a better life than what we have. And so, if you're really not feeling good about yourself, then you're never going to be happy, and so you have to start with that inside job, so to speak. You have to really learn how do you become happy, and that really is becoming happy with you, and that's the first part of it.
All right, Vince, what's your comment on that?
Well, I think I'm actually pretty happy with myself. I think the thing that throws me off is that I'm not always perceived all that well by others. So, And I'm somewhat self-deprecating about that.
You're not perceived well by others?
You've worked with me